Hello, buddy. Welcome to Backbone of the Internet. I'm your host, MrBonesy, and my co-host.
Hello, everybody. It's I, LabBill64.
All right. Today's podcast episode, we as in me, because it's my topic today. I actually struggled to get a
It is.
topic because I've been dealing with my allergies and my headache's been killing me. I didn't have any time to do research, and technically we're supposed to be doing like a St. Patrick's Day type of episode, or
Supposed to be, he's saying.
I'm saying supposed to, because what the fuck are you supposed to talk about for St. Patrick's Day? Name me
I
like,
know I'm saying like supposed to, like you're supposed to do all that. No one gives a fuck about St. Patrick.
oh yeah, that too. No one cares about St. I mean, the Irish maybe, but I don't know. Who cares?
I don't even think they care about. I don't. Okay, dog. This no, we'll talk about. No. It's not even an Irish holiday, dog. It's like a white man appropriated Irish holiday.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
there
yeah.
are white people, but like you know what I mean. It's like a westernized thing. You know, we kind of just continue. I'm just rambling now.
I mean, no, good. Keep the rambling. So this gets a good 2 hours. Um,
Smoking.
so I decided, hey, you know what's like a topic that I know, like I hold dear to my heart, that I know a lot about, that I don't need to do actually that much research. Like I probably should, so I don't get everything wrong. And it's gonna be mainly one-sided for just me. I'm gonna be talking about Five Nights at Freddy's, dog. It's about
Oh,
time. I truly think this is like Five Nights at Freddy's is definitely an internet classic. It's gotten its reputation. It's definitely up there in the leaderboards. Probably at least somewhere in the top 50 of like very famous franchises. And that's gonna be my topic for today. I'm just gonna be ranting and talking off my ass the entire time, and Ghost, whether or not he chimes in with questions or fact checks or whatever, whatever you decide to do, because I didn't prep you. Your choice. The choice is yours. So it's not just me talking like all the time. But
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah,
where
yeah,
should
let's
I
kill this guy.
begin? I will begin
Uh,
before any FNAF exists. The game creator Scott Cawthon made a bunch of fucking games. One, I can only think of two at the top of my head. There's probably a bunch more. He made a bunch of Bible story animations as well, which people are actually resurfacing and rewatching because he voiced acted like almost all the characters, or he used his kids to voice act some characters too. I know he voiced some of the characters he animated. But he made the Desolate Hope, which is like a platformer shooter, whatever type of genre it is, a Metrovania. And then the most, like the one that's actually important, Chipper and Sons, Lumber Co., which is like a farming tycoon. It's a something kind of like a farming tycoon. It it's a weird game. I rarely played it. It's you don't even play as Chipper. To the belief, you play as his son Tyke. I think his name is Tyke, and I think you just have to run like the family business, and I think it's getting passed down to you. I think, if I remember correctly. Also, I think Chipper's trying to get you up with a wife, because I remember when I first played it, you're always weird on weird dates at the end of the day. Uh,
yeah.
weird game. Weird game. Anyways, a lot of people hated that game. A lot of people thought it was sucked, and a good majority of people thought it was scary looking. Henceforth, the very famous comment of criticism. It looks like scary animatronics, which gave Scott this last final idea for games. And if it didn't work, he would have actually quit game making, because it wasn't really doing him much income. It was actually doing him pretty poorly. He was just doing it as a hobby, and he wasn't able to do any game making to support him or his family. So this was his last attempt at making a game, and it's Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, of course, you and me both know, as we're sitting here talking about it, this was a massive success. Crazy success. The very first FNAF, which I'm just gonna abbreviate and continue forth. I don't want to say the whole name all the time. Very, very good. I actually do like the first game. It's very simplistic, but it's a very much atmospheric core, I would say. It does rely on the jump scare aspect, But to be fair, that is the penalty for losing is the jump scare. So I'm more lenient to saying it's okay because that's the consequence of failure is a jump scare. It's a lot more atmospheric horror though. Very good. It uses Scott's classic art style, which actually just generally does look creepy. If you look at his older stuff, his art style is always like kind of grainy and not to say his art style is bad. It's just that it fits perfect in that setting. But yeah, and he voiced acted the phone guy himself. It's a very low budget game, and it only did so well because of, I'm going to be honest, YouTube. YouTube pretty much helped that thing popped off. I would say without YouTube, Five Nights at Freddy's would probably have gone down as just like a demo that was released and to never see the light of day. I would highly believe. Because there wasn't even like a Kickstarter. I think it was just Steam greenlit and that was it. And you had to vote it for greenlit so it can get on Steam. That's pretty much it. I mean, and Five Nights at Freddy's is a very simplistic game. It's very simple. It's actually, if it was released today, people who make like how modern YouTube is, it would be like a one video game. People will just play that one sitting, maybe a second sitting, but that's it. As in compared to like how long ago? Like 10 years now? Like 10 years, a little over 10 years because it was released in 2014.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's old.
Fuck.
Yeah, 2014. God damn. People milk that all the time. I mean, look at Markiplier, the one that you can famously say helped it get very famous. I don't want to say it's all Mark's job, but I'm gonna be honest. I would be lying to say Mark didn't have a hand in making Five Nights at Freddy's popular.
I mean, let's not also look at the other, elephant in the room. The Matthew Patthew, that one Twitter guy who was like, yeah, you should make a theory off of Five Nights at Freddy's, as if that shit also didn't help.
That also helped, yeah. I'll get into that in a second because I want to talk about that as well. But let's give the credit to those two. They definitely helped that pop off. Because if it wasn't for them, I feel like FNAF once again still wouldn't have done as much. I mean, very few people did play it before them, but they were like smaller. Like a famous one is Yami Mash, which if you don't know that, that's Markiplier's old friend in his old Garry's Mod videos. He played that before, Mark. You could actually get remnants of that person because in Markiplier's first video, he says this game was recommended and by Mass, and Yami Mash told me to play it. So Yami Mash, gotta give him, I guess, a thumbs up. It's kind of weird because I don't think he cares about YouTube anymore. I don't know. I don't do research on him anymore. I think he left the game a long time ago. So it's kind of weird to hear his name in like a very famous video that has like one of Markiplier's famous, like almost like his most popular video on his channel. Oh, it was surpassed by Cow and Moo and Wolf and Mao. And his weird ass fucking collection of videos he has. Very cool. I would say it's a very like, nice relic of the past, I would say. And
a nice time capsule.
Yeah, a nice time capsule. It's a very nice time capsule. And of course, Matthew Pathu made his game. He made a very weird first theory on the game. I'm gonna be real honest. His very first theory on the game was very
very Matthew.
Theory. Very Matthew.
Very game theory. Wasn't it like some shit like it being hell or something?
No, his first theory was relating it to a real life murder case.
Huh?
Yes. So I'll get into that in a second. So
I don't remember that.
I remember it very clearly because I like looking back on that. I like, FNAF really did have nothing. So let's just get into the game. Very simple. You sit in one room, you have lights and cameras, and that's it. Most horror games at the time, you ran away. You ran around. You ran towards things. Markiplier, I'm gonna reference him a lot, said it best in playing that game that the scary thing is in most horror games is that you were forced to go into something you didn't want to. But what made FNAF different is that you were stuck there. They were coming towards you. And that's what made that game scary. And its fact is that different. It was very different at the time. Which is why it was also really successful. It was like a fresh, a breath of fresh air. And of course, very simple. You only had 4 characters to worry about: Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy. If you really know how to play the game, there's only like 2 threats you have to worry about. And if you actually know how to exploit the game, there was no threats to worry about. The game is very simple and easy to break, honestly. And had a bunch of nice little secrets and Easter eggs. And the game itself, the lore is pretty just contained. I mean, there's secret newspapers that literally explain that the quote unquote killer who killed like that was related to the 5 missing children case. Literally just like you basically got the whole lore. Kids were in the suits. They're coming to kill you. Killers like might or may not be behind bars. That's it. The game, pretty self-contained story. And of course, the secret Golden Freddy character, which I think helped Markiplier, like kind of also made the game popular because he got that on his video. Like that's a very rare chance too. I feel like that really helped boost that the favorite for FNAF. But that's it. That was all that's the simple part of the game. That's literally all there is to talk about FNAF 1. There's nothing in FNAF 1. It's just the simplistic game. It also brought up the Bite of 87, which is an interesting topic that is still held about in the community because that shit never got explained later in the series. And that's it. They retconned it to the Bite of 83.
Were they not just 2 separate events?
They are. People do consider it 2 separate events, but Bite of 87 never got a clear, definitive answer. Bite of 83 did get an answer. But like everyone moves past 87, so like everyone, it's just a Bite of 83, which is important in today's standards, I guess, by the time this is recorded. So yeah, yeah. Anyways,
hold on, let me get the big book.
Yeah. Anyways, as you get the big book, I'll explain what Matthew's Pathu's theory was. His theory was based on a real life crime that happened in a Chuck E. Cheese of somebody breaking in and shooting 5 of his employees. Yeah. That's fun. Relating 5 dead real people to ghost animatronics in a video game. That's game theory. I do love how they just, he just does not give a fuck. I can actually aspire to be that. That's some real shit. I gotta be honest, that is funny. Other than that, there was like some hoaxes people, of course, made because, early internet people just did whatever they want to. So like a very famous hoax character was Sparky the dog. I only bring that up because he does become a real thing later at the year, like later of recent years, which is kind of cool that they finally pay homage to like a fake character that just doesn't exist. And other than that, no. FNAF 1 is like story-wise simple. Like gameplay-wise extremely simple. And how it blew up was if nothing but a miracle, I would say. And then of course FNAF 2 came out in the same year, 2014. Scott pumped that baby out quick. Which is actually pretty crazy. He just made that like not even that long ago. I think it was a few months and he made FNAF 2. A lot of people didn't like FNAF 2. They saw the teasers that he released and a lot of people actually hated it. The early fans of FNAF that were actually following his website. They did not like the changes they were seeing on the website and they actually thought it was like bad game design or just bad in general, I think. And of course, how quickly everyone changed their opinions.
No one happy.
Yeah, you can't keep no one happy. We'll get into how this fandom never gets fucking satisfied. I'm gonna be honest. I think some FNAF fans are like the most intoxic, like the most insufferable people to be with sometimes. But we'll get into that.
Yes. Side piece. According to the big book, was the Bite of 87 not the whole person got their frontal lobe chopped by one of the animatronics?
Yes. Chomped. Cut.
Chomped, bitten, ripped. I don't fucking know.
Yes.
No, you don't learn who though, but
you don't learn
one
who.
of them did it.
Yeah, someone did it. A lot of theories suggest Freddy, because in the icon of the game he has like blood handprints on his face. If you like brighten up his image,
I do see that the big book does have it.
but 1987 takes place during FNAF 2. So a lot of people suggest it's either Torchica, Tor Bonnie, like Mangle, Tor Freddy.
mm,
So it's up in the air. It's just kind of whatever.
yeah, you would think you would probably, I don't know, close down the pizzeria or something, whenever they, a robot just randomly take someone's frontal piece of their brain, but
Well, if
who am
anything,
I?
well, if anything to say, Phone Guy said that they no longer roam free because of that.
Yeah, during the day, now they just go and bite the shit out of the night guard. I don't think that's a better fucking solution.
Hey, if they sang those stupid songs for 30 years and never got a bath, I'll be cranky too.
This fuck.
Also, I'll just, before I forget, because I almost did forget, the first FNAF actually does have a lost media trailer. They did have a very first trailer that's lost media. Which, funny
Really?
enough, our friend, Mel, actually said he watched, supposedly. He said he could have sworn he watched it when it first came out. So, that's kind of weird to think about. I say that with quotes because I don't believe him. But he said he watched it. I take his word because he wouldn't lie. He doesn't remember it.
Brother says he watched something, doesn't remember what it looked like.
But yeah, apparently the first ever trailer for FNAF 1 is lost media. Anyways, FNAF 2. FNAF 2's trailer kind of blew up. A lot of people reacted to it. Predominantly, which is where I think he gets his start, is Dawko. Very famous FNAF YouTuber. The number one FNAF YouTuber, I would say, Dawko.
Oh, really?
I would say he's the number one FNAF YouTuber.
Is it not because he put up one of your memes during one of his videos? Is that why you're glazing him so hardly?
I'm more shocked that you remember that, but no, I
remember everything, first off, but yeah.
I will have to say that he is, like, if Mark wasn't the king, then he would be the next in throne, because I generally do think Dawko is like ahead of his stuff when it comes to FNAF. He is literally a FNAF channel, and the fact that he's still going strong, the fact that FNAF is still going strong is admirable, honestly. He reacted to it. I just brought it up because I remember him reacting to it, and that's where he started doing his YouTube videos, is during FNAF 2. Anyways, FNAF 2 trailer dropped. It played London Bridges Falling Down. People reversed that. Thought it said Mike could kill all, and the first night guard was named Mike Schmidt. So people thought Mike was Purple Guy. Just throwing it out there. A lot of FNAF has weird theories. I won't discuss them all. I'm just going to discuss the ones I think are funny. How crazy do you think people are to take a certain song just because when you reverse it, it gave lore drops? I think that's just a coincidence, but people were crazy back then.
Was London Bridge like on the website or like somewhere in the game, or did they just
during the trailer? The trailer, if you just reverse the beginning part, London Bridge is falling down. People just
that's really stupid. Holy shit!
Trust me, people thought Foxy jump scare the trailer. They thought just because like when you hear stuff like you can just like make out something out of it. People thought his jump scare sound was him saying freedom.
No.
Well, it doesn't make that sound at all. It just sounds like garbled mechanical mess. Like, people will calm down. Anyways, FNAF 2 came out. Different gameplay. No more doors. It's just lights, and you have a mask system and a flashlight. Pretty different from FNAF 1, although keeping the same core mechanic. You're just stuck in one room. Basically a bunch of PNGs. You're just stuck in one room. Consequence for dying. Of course, everyone loves FNAF 2. That's a lot of people's first and got introduction to the series. Has like 10 characters or 10 plus characters. Yeah, a lot of people like the marionette or the puppet, whatever you like to call him. I like calling him the puppet. Whatever, I don't care. He's like the major threat in that game because you have to rewind the music box. FNAF 2 is pretty basic. Once again, like there's all that is to say about it. I mean, Balloon Boy, new character, Mangle is interesting. Like there's not really much to say other than like minor things. Like They apparently phone guy says it's a the robots have like police scanners built into them, so like if they see someone that's on the list, they will like contact the authorities, which is pretty advanced technology for 1987. That like literally
Well,
doesn't exist.
I mean, we don't have fucking robots that can walk around whenever they want, even now, you know. So
Yeah, that's
yeah, that's
true.
pretty par for the course.
That is true. That is true. Also, game's a prequel, which is caught everyone off guard as soon as when you beat the game. It's a prequel to the first game. This is where the story gets almost a little convoluted, but it's still pretty grounded, I would say. So far, timeline is FNAF 2, FNAF 1. You see the withered animatronics, and then you assume, which is pretty genius storytelling, I would say, from Scott. You assume seeing the withered that's the first game's crew, and it is, but you assume that it takes place after 1, so they got destroyed, but in reality, they were always broken and they got fixed up. So pretty smart, unless you watch the FNAF 2 movie and you just decided to put your entire hand up your ass and then say they're actually different characters. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in that movie. That was the only thing that bothered me in the movie. Was that the Wizards are their own characters. Thanks, Scott. What the fuck was that about? Anyways, once again, new mechanic that is brought into FNAF 2, other than like the cutscenes that played showing the first game's like location and the puppet bothering you and the other animatronics bothering you for some reason, is death mini games. When you die, you have a rare chance of just getting a little mini game that explains some story drops, some nothing at all. But this is people's first like reveal to the killer, purple guy. It was just a purple guy, but he was always around dead people. Pretty simple comparison. The guy purple around dead people, probably the killer. Purple guy. People also thought PG also was like, oh, he's actually phone guy too. Because, you know, phone guy, purple guy. You guys are just idiots.
Purple guy.
You guys are just fucking idiots. I can get it.
Whoa. Let's not be hasty now, okay? The people want something, okay? So you got to make diamonds out of sand somehow, you know? No.
Yeah, you know, you're not far off. You're not far off.
No, actually, I'm not defending shit. That's actually really stupid.
People had nothing to. People had nothing. Literally nothing. Like there was like nothing really there, and honestly, there wasn't really a need for explanation. You kind of just got it. You didn't need to explain it. You just got the core mechanic. Okay, purple guy. He's probably the one that killed. Then you understand that the puppet probably made all the ghosts like actually haunt the animatronics because of the give gifts, give life mini game, and you assume that the puppet was probably the first one killed, and then you immediately assume that the puppet's important, or like at least slightly important. And now you know that's it. That's FNAF 2. That's the whole story.
Oh.
There's nothing really much to it. It's pretty simple. You do learn that there is an older location called Fredbear's, and you do see it in a death mini game. Slightly, I say with quotes because you don't know. And of course, that only contained Golden Freddy and then Golden Bonnie, which is the reveal to Bonnie. I think Golden Bonnie is mentioned. If not, then people assume that Purple Guy used Golden Freddy's suit to kill people, but I'm pretty sure Golden Bonnie was always like established in FNAF 2. I can't remember exactly. But either way, you do learn that he used a suit, like a spring lock suit, to lure people and kill them. That very on. But you don't I think people thought it was Golden Freddy. That's pretty much it. FNAF 2 is pretty simple. Of course, Markiplier played it. Of course, it's now been revealed that Markiplier cheated to beat for the 1020 mode.
Cheated is a strong word.
Cheated is
it's
the right
word.
Learning that was like learning Santa Claus wasn't real. That was heartbreaking to learn.
What?
Yeah, I thought he beat it, and then I was like,
Santa Claus isn't real?
Oh no. Well, do you think he's real? Because like we had a podcast episode talking about all his weird stuff he did.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we can't. Thank you. We almost had a plot hole. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Continue.
Okay, anyways. Yeah, learning that was upsetting. I was like, not my go. And then I looked at it, and then he even says in a Distractable podcast, "Oh yeah, I must have cheated." I was like, "Oh." And you know, while we're on topic, you know who was also watching FNAF just like us when we were growing up and enjoying our lives?
Don't like the way you said that, but yeah, who?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Ah, I knew you were gonna say some shit. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, supposedly he was into FNAF as well. I'm only bringing that up because supposedly he shared X-rated content of FNAF just over emails. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. People supposedly said they found his YouTube account under Markiplier's FNAF 1 video, but people don't know because it's unconfirmed. But people think that one user they found is Jeffrey's old YouTube. You know what's upsetting about this whole situation is I saw the screenshot, even though it was blurred. I'm like, oh, I know that video. That's when I felt true shame. I'm like, oh, why do I know that? I know what video he was sharing. Like, no, I can't believe me and Jeffrey were looking at the same thing. Anyways,
the FNAF videos, right?
Yeah. The X-rated content ones.
What?
It was blurred, but I knew it was.
Okay. Maybe you should have shame. Yeah.
Hey, I gotta be open, okay? I gotta be
Not
honest.
that open. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I was working into the same shit as Jeffrey Epstein.
You don't know
It's
if he
not
was
the
doing
type of
it.
shit you should put on the internet.
There's probably 100 other fuckers out there that are too scared to say it, but I'll say it with me. I'll say it with my chest.
Wait. Let's not do anything crazy now.
He's dead. He's already burning in hell. I mean,
Is he?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I hope so. I hope he's dead. Anyways, FNAF 2 had a lot of hoaxes.
Yeah, I imagine.
A lot of hoaxes. Oh my god. FNAF 1 had like Sparky the dog and maybe like 2, maybe one other thing. Oh my god. FNAF 2 had like the motherload of hoaxes. I think it's the one with the most hoaxes because I don't even think the other games upwards have any more hoaxes. It had a purple guy animatronic. It had Shadow Bonnie, or not Shadow Bonnie. Shadow Bonnie's real. Shadow Balloon Boy is what I meant to say. And then like,
Oh, for real?
yeah, Shadow Balloon Boy is like on the mobile version, which is not official. But people was like, oh, here's a screenshot. There's probably a bunch of others that I'm not remembering because there's just so much for FNAF 2. And honestly, I don't blame people for believing it because FNAF 2 has a lot of weird Easter eggs. It has Shadow Bonnie, as I just mentioned, Shadow Freddy, has JJ, which is like a balloon boy purple skin that's under your desk. That doesn't do anything. It just happens once and then disappears. Has the endoskeleton, just Endo 02, that just spawns when the puppet's out. FNAF 2 is weird. It has a lot of weird Easter eggs that are just like that. It's like unsettling, I feel like. It adds an unsettling vibe to just like, why is there so many weird secrets like this that just don't mean anything? They're just there. Very weird. Very weird. But that's pretty much everything for FNAF 2. So far the story's pretty simple still. The game is just as simple as FNAF 1. People love FNAF 2. And people got really, really horny for Tori Chica. I can't.
Don't shame people.
I'm not shaming people. No, I'm like I'm like on the draft for the boat.
Nah, it's just the way you said it. Such maliciousness. Like, yeah, it's some people, you know. Like,
Look at her!
Some people. What? Okay, damn.
Why would you add those questionable design choices?
Questionable. Look, man.
I thought Scott was a man of God. That was not the man of God.
It's just a robot. It's not even that bad.
That was like the Eden's apple of FNAF.
Nah, dog. Nah, it's not even that crazy. It's not even that crazy.
Trust.
Twitter just ran with it. The goons of the internet just ran with it and made it a lot worse than what it was.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. They definitely do play into it a lot later in the future. I will get into that
At
in a
the
sec.
time, it's not that bad.
At the time. Okay. Next game that came out like literally next year, 2015, but like pretty like recent too, I think, to like FNAF 2. Five Nights at Freddy's 3. My favorite game, the one I got introduced to, the one I started with, the one I love for so many different reasons. Five Nights at Freddy's 3.
Yeah, I know what reasons.
Hundreds of reasons. Kept the same gameplay. Gameplay is the exact same. Stay in one room. Yeah, change it up a little bit. People actually despise FNAF 3 a lot. A lot of people actually dislike it.
I wonder why.
The main reason is because they actually do just have jump scares casually. The Phantom animatronics, which is just they don't kill you, but they do just jump scare you, and they do like
Yeah.
a lot of people dislike that. A lot of people like, were fine with the penalty to losing was a jump scare, but now the Phantom animatronics just had jump scares, but you weren't dead, so you still had to play. So you just got jump scared for no reason, which is kind of ass because you could avoid every Phantom. I'm just saying. If you're just good at the game like me.
Now people are just gonna look at your videos and just start tagging wherever they see you get jump scared.
Look at my fucking FNAF VR and I get jump scared by Foxy because I was gushing over Springtrap in the corner. Anyways, FNAF 3 is my favorite. You are against Springtrap, the one and only animatronic, which is a crazy change of pace from going from 4 to 10 to 1. It is a drastic change. Of course, there's Phantom animatronics, but they don't kill you, as I said. There's only one real threat. And I think FNAF 3 kind of feels like a boss fight. Like the whole game feels like a boss fight because you're only against that one guy. And you learn later that this one guy is the killer, the purple guy, killed inside the purple suit. The lore literally shows that he goes to FNAF 1, destroys the animatronics, the ghosts basically trap him. He gets in the suit, gets spring lock, and he dies. And then, like, not long after, a misconception, by the way, people thought 30 years is how long he waited, but that's not true.
How long then?
I don't know how long. I think it's just a few years, if anything, barely long at all. People, it says 30 years after FNAF establishment. People just assume he was trapped in this building for 30 years, but he breaks in the building to destroy the suits for whatever reason. But yeah, he's not. I'm not sure about that because that was something I learned like 2 years ago recently. I was like, oh, it's a misconception. And I never looked into it because I was so distraught and in disbelief that I didn't care to believe it. I haven't looked into it that much. But apparently I heard that is a misconception. He wasn't trapped in there for 30 years. Although I do think it's more interesting he was trapped in there for 30 years because that's kind of like a deserved punishment. But I guess, I don't know. I don't know what's
But I
real.
mean, to be fair, he still had meat chunks on him by the time of.
Yeah, which is why it said he's probably like, recent. Like he's not been in there decade. Because 30 years, your skin's all gone.
Yeah, I think it's bones.
Yeah, so.
Unless it is 30 years and then it comes back to the whole Scott Cawthon can't make people debate, but.
Who knows? Who knows? Anyways, but after pretty simple, you learn through the game in the story that it's a few years after the fact. People actually say that I think it was like 2020 or something was like the year of Springtrap, like 2024, I think, because that supposedly is the year that FNAF 3 is supposed to take place. Something like that. I don't remember the exact year. But I just thought it was a bit interesting. Pretty much the lore is pretty simplistic. You actually get two endings. FNAF 3 is the first FNAF that has multiple endings. The good and bad ending. None of which has been confirmed to be which is canon. It's very
what?
Yeah, nothing's been confirmed whether the good ending or the bad ending is confirmed. Although it's highly believed the good ending is believed to be what actually happens.
Yeah, because the place burns down, right?
The place burns down in both endings.
Oh, fucking never mind. I'll kill myself.
The building burns down at the end. Springtrap isn't obviously done because he does show up again later in the future games.
Bum-ass.
You learn through Phone Dude. Yes, his name is Phone Dude from the first two nights. Because
Purple dude.
it's some random dude that Scott found on
Huh.
the street.
Okay. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, want a voice in this?" And the guy was like, "Sure." And then that's why he was only like in those two nights, and then it was Scott being like playing as an old version of himself, which is kind of weird to think because that guy's old as fuck. Then, like in story, Phone Guy is like old. Fat Fredbear's to FNAF 2 and then 1. How old is this guy? Hell, there's actually a whole book. Like a week at Freddy's or something, which is a choose your own adventure, and you play as Phone Guy, I'm pretty sure. And you learn his name and everything. Don't know what it was because I don't remember. I have the book. I just haven't read it.
Phoniest guy.
Phoniest. That would be funny if that was his actual name, Phoniest Guy. Like, yeah, I'm Phoniest Guy, but my friends just call me Phone Guy because I'm always on the phone.
Nah, shit, stupid as
That
fuck.
was a pretty bad joke. That was funny though.
Dude, that's like Kojima levels of naming, dog. I don't think Scott has it in him.
Scott does not have. Yeah, I gotta give him credit. Springtrap is a pretty clever name.
Well, it was a trap that was sprung on him. That is kind of Kojima level naming.
Yeah, but like, let's say compared to Phoniest Guy to Springtrap, Springtrap at least sounds like a menacing name.
Shit, I guess.
Anyways, we do not know who the protagonist is. The night guard has no name. You never get a paycheck or anything saying what your name is. FNAF 2, you got Jeremy Fitzgerald, and then for some reason in the custom night, you're Fitzgerald or like Fritz. Yeah, so it was like two night guards for the FNAF 2 for some reason. But FNAF 3,
Yeah, weren't you fired?
yeah, for FNAF, the custom night, you get fired. You get a pink slip.
Oh, were you not fired prior to that?
No. Fritz is like the only one that gets fired, I think.
Huh.
I don't think FNAF 2 you get fired unless you do in that night 6 ending, but I don't think you get fired. I think Jeremy keeps his job. No, Jeremy gets switched to the day shift. Which is why people believe he's the bite victim because you get the paycheck and it says 1987. People believe Jeremy is the bite victim.
Oh, sucks to suck. Yeah.
Anyways, FNAF 3 is pretty simple. Once again, Mark played it. Mark added like a fake weird ass Easter egg in his video, which a lot of people believed, like, including me, which I don't know why he did that. And it's an ongoing thing he does do later in the future, which is a fucking dick move. Fuck you.
Jesus.
I'm still angry about that. FNAF 3 doesn't have a lot of weird Easter. It has a lot of weird Easter eggs, but nothing like crazy. Like the puppet pals, like little things from FNAF 2 just are around the building randomly. Some posters change, but that's about it. There's like a supposed Shadow Freddy. That's like the only thing that's interesting. But other than that, it's kind of like weird Easter eggs in general. FNAF 3 does confirm like of course the good ending, or confirm as in like it's shown that you try to appease all the spirits, and of course like the happiest day you play as the puppet. And of course people read into how when their masks fall, the puppet's masks falls last, meaning that like, oh, he has work left to do before he rests. I don't know. I just thought it made his mask fall last because he was the one that brought him to life. I never thought that crazy into it. But people take meaning into anything.
Purple. Yeah.
And honestly, FNAF 3 is a pretty like solid ending. Like for the franchise, for like the entire franchise.
Yeah. Too bad. Too bad. The money smells good.
So we have FNAF 4. Now the reason why the FNAF 4 exists is because Scott did not like the criticism people gave for FNAF 3, because although yes, there was a lot of jump scares that just didn't kill you, the other major complaint was Springtrap's jump scare wasn't scary. And if you look at it,
What?
yes, yeah, Springtrap just kind of like leans forward with his jump scare sound. Most of his jump scares are just him like lunging at you, but not lunging really. Like if you look it up on your own, Springtrap's main jump scares, they're not terrifying. They don't jump at your face. He kind of just like leans forward, like hello. So a lot of people complained
Did
that the main jump scare wasn't
did
scary.
Gang actually get rage baited into making a new game off of
100%.
just that?
100%.
Jesus Christ.
Scott felt like he couldn't end off the franchise with the last game with not good jump scares, which is why he went above and beyond with FNAF 4, which a lot of people say are the scariest FNAF. I like to think it's the most bullshitest FNAF. I don't hate FNAF 4. I just don't like FNAF 4's gameplay because I don't like what it relies on. FNAF 4 is okay. I just don't like it as much. It's not a game I like to revisit, is what I'm trying to say. I'm glad I played it. I didn't think I had a bad time playing it. I just don't like playing it again. FNAF 4 is also where the story gets fucked up. Yeah, it gets all over the place. FNAF 4 like it ruined the fucking story, made it way more complicated than it needed to be. It's a lot of fucking like it was the monkey's wrench into the fucking perfect book. FNAF 4 made everything complicated. So the story is FNAF 4 is the most earliest in the franchise. So it's FNAF 4, 2, 1, 3. You play as supposedly, but I don't know if it was even confirmed within the game itself, but it's confirmed like later. You play as supposedly William Afton's kid, which has no name. The kid has no name. A lot of people say his name is Evan. Some people say it's something else. The main crying child guy has no name. Never been confirmed. There's been a lot of theories and rumors, but we don't know his name. And then the other kid, which everyone assumes to be Michael Afton. And of course, there's a girl's room, which later we learn from a different game that it might be his daughter, Elizabeth Afton. Either way, you play as his kid, supposedly having nightmares. Which is also a fucking theory in its own.
Huh?
So there's two sides. Do you believe it's a dream or do you believe it's real? Because Sister Location, a later game, has rooms that are the FNAF 4 rooms.
Oh.
And one of the books say something that adds to the idea that it was really happening. Here's another interesting theory. If you're even playing as the crying child, because later you realize from another book that was released, which is like a security book, the security handbook, which is written on it but crossed out as Michael. He draws one of the nightmares, but he's not the crying child. He's the brother. So there's a theory as whether or not you're playing as him. FNAF 4 is confusing. Even like in later games, it gets more and more confusing. Even in like Help Wanted, or like not Help Wanted, in Security Breach, they add a room that is just a FNAF 4 room. Like identical. It has like the same lamp, same TV, same like background. It makes things confusing. FNAF 4 is confusing as hell. Of course, Nightmare animatronics now of the original 4 characters, and of course like Fredbear, and then Nightmare, which is just like Fredbear but like dark. Interesting. The gameplay is completely changed. You're still sitting in one spot defending yourself, but now you can't see anything. There's no cameras. So now you just have to rely on audio and then just the darkness. If you flash a light and you hear breathing, you get jump scared, yada yada. That's the main reason why I don't like it. Because I like having a visual. I don't like relying on audio. I'm not saying that because I have like poor hearing or anything, but it really sucks to not hear something or misinterpret hearing something and then losing for it. Like audios, I think, should help you. It shouldn't be the only qualification to do something. That's the fence I stand on. I think audio should be helping you be better at a game than you have to rely on audio to actually be good at the game in general. That's just what my opinion is.
Roll the clip of him dying.
No. No.
Guys, go check out his Five Nights at Freddy 4 video. I need you to tag all the times he dies because he doesn't understand what the fuck he's hearing. Thank you.
That's probably I probably died the most. If you compare it like FNAF 1 to 4, 4 is probably I died the most.
Nah, I doubt that. No, probably someone's probably counted for you.
Someone, maybe Zion.
that reek. He probably has.
But anyways, yeah, FNAF 4 is Plies. He plays the kid. His birthday's coming up. The weird Fredbear doll he has talks to him for some reason, saying like, "Hey, it's okay. Like, tomorrow's another day." This kid's getting tormented by his older brother, which is why he's always sad and crying. He doesn't like Fredbears, but he does for some reason. People, and this is my main opinion, but I've been retconned anyways. So like, my own
Yikes.
defense got fucking shot down. There's one of the Easter eggs during these cutscenes is you can turn on a TV and it shows the Freddy characters, and at the end it says like 19, or I think it just says 83. Like, so people took that as the year 1983. My defense was that most cartoons, they don't have what the today's year is. They have the year of the copyright. So it was always weird to assume that the year was 1983. That could have been the copyright year. But, Sister Location also, shot me down on that by hard confirming it was 1983. So you know what? I won't theorize anymore. Anyways, yeah, you play as the kid. You're traumatized every day up until the day of your birthday where your brother and his friends throw you up to Fredbear and you get your head chomped in. And the famous Markiplier, is that the bite of 87? Roll the clips. Anyways, it's actually the bite of 83. The kid dies, supposedly, and you get told that you'll be put back together. Now, the text that's being said that is a different color by a very small hue from Fredbear, so it's a different person talking to you. Yeah, it sounds batshit insane, but trust me, that's literally what it is. And you're dead. You die, or at least the crying child dies. Once again, we don't know if we're playing as him in the nightmare mode. And yeah, that's FNAF 4, story-wise.
Yeah.
The only redeeming quality for FNAF 4 is a plush trap, because it's like I have a kid now. Other than that,
Okay.
I don't really care for FNAF 4's gameplay. I don't like how the over-reliance on just audio, because that's all it is. You're just in a dark... the game right now is literally what the podcast's video is. Darkness.
Hey, some people like darkness.
Hey, some people do, and some people like FNAF 4. I can't lie. I watched the trailer. My sister busted into my room to tell me, "Hey, did you see the trailer?" And I'm like, "Trailer?" And I watched that. And I was pretty excited. I definitely watched like 8-Bit Gaming and Markiplier all play their videos on that. I was one of those kids. I was actually excited to see all the new FNAF stuff. Playing it is a different story. Playing that pisses me off. Yeah, that's FNAF 4. There's no hoaxes. I mean, the only hoax is like Nightmare fucking JJ, but that's when the Halloween update came out. And also FNAF 4 had a Halloween update, which added like new characters, but they like just reskins. But they're so cool that they continue in other games. So that's the only reason I'm mentioning it. We got Nightmare Mangle, Nightmare Balloon Boy, and then Nightmare
Mango.
Mango. That's always interesting. FNAF 4 had a Halloween mode. Changed a few things. Didn't change gameplay though, so it's kind of irrelevant to bring up, but character-wise, it's important. Anyways, FNAF 4 is pretty much done. Makes the story way more complicated. But even without like the future games, like you could just say that like it's the first one. It's the bite of 83. Maybe that's the reason why Fredbear is just shut down. And then you continue forth. You could still try to make it a simple story. And of course,
Oh yeah, what was the whole deal with the box?
So that box never got an answer.
Sensational.
Scott Cawthon.
Is that how it's gonna be the entire time?
Yep, 100%.
Sensational.
You know what Scott said during an interview?
What?
He said he had an idea what was in the box. He changed his mind, and then he decided it was best to say what was never in the box.
What?
Yeah, because he changed his mind. He had an idea what was in it, and then he retconned what was in it in his head, and then he was like, you know what? It's better to stay a mystery. So we'll never know what's in that box.
Oh.
That's why I didn't even bother bringing it up. That's why I brought another bring it up. You know what? One theory is about that box is that the theory that it's like human body parts or robot body parts based on one of the books.
You see, you're saying the book a lot. I thought that was a different continuity.
So I'll get into that because the books are about to release, but they're gonna release after the next thing I'm talking about, I think.
Oh God!
So FNAF
Wait, did we
World.
really go this long without a book?
Yeah. We went up to FNAF
Damn.
4 and then like the first book ever came out, I think.
Damn, because he milks the shit out of those books. There are so many now.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll briefly discuss them, but not into detail as I would with the games. Anyways, the next game that comes out, FNAF World. So prior to FNAF World, Scott Cawthon's main website where he posts teasers for the game, it was just a thank you for playing. And it really did feel like the final chapter. I mean, FNAF 4's trailer literally says the final chapter. God, that was a fucking lie.
That was a fucking lie.
Yeah. It was just all the characters waving at you, which was very cute. It's very wholesome. I wish it was updated with all the new characters because it's just outdated now. But slowly through surely, with no explanation, each character day by day got changed into FNAF World characters, but no one knew why. So they were becoming cute for some reason. And then it was revealed through a trailer that's extremely outdated. FNAF World, an RPG. I actually am in the group that likes FNAF World, even though it's a very simple RPG. It's not complicated. So a lot of people despise it. That it's very like simple. I wish it was more complicated, or some people say because of it's simple is bad. I actually like it because it's simple and it's not too complicated. FNAF World was, but however, FNAF World had so many bad reviews. It was very poorly received at the time of its release that Scott actually took it down off of Steam.
Oh.
I have it on Steam, but not because I was there on day one, but because I went. There's a way you could do it where you can add it to your Steam. Like you can still get, because it was a free game. You could just add in the code, like the Steam code, and you could just, it pops up in your Steam library.
Oh.
So I got it there, but yeah, FNAF World was received so poorly that Scott took it down. He also made a weird, disturbing post, which you can probably Google it, of like nightmare, of like fun, like FNAF World Mangle hanging, and then if you brighten up an image, it just says, "See what you did." I don't know. I like to think Scott was going through a lot after being told all the criticism. He made that post, and then he kind of regretted it because it was very edgy. But I was also like, "What the hell's going on here?" Don't know what that was on
You
about.
did that.
Yeah, I guess everyone who complained did that. I'm on Scott's fence. I like FNAF World. Very simple. It actually explains for some reason how the FNAF 3 minigames exist. Other than that, the plot makes no fucking sense. It's not supposed to make sense. It's its own continuity. But they do explain that like Old Man Consequences character, which is important for the later fucking series, which is weird. That whatever, yeah, they explain him. He'll be important later. He's just a pixel that's fishing. But
That sounds pretty cool.
He's important somehow. But yeah, FNAF 4 is pretty simple. You kill Scott in it. Scott's a final boss on hard mode. You kill Chipper. Chipper is a secret boss fight, which is funny. Call back to Chipper and Sons, the thing that started it all. That's pretty much it. There's nothing in FNAF World. And it has a lot of fun background characters like Lolbit and Dee Dee. Lolbit more famously becomes a lot more popular for some reason. A lot of people love Lolbit, and she becomes canon, at least to a certain extent.
Yes.
So interesting. This is also during the time during MatPat he did a live stream playing FNAF World and just other stuff that the main theory that was everything was a dream. So that theory started from that point where every game was the kid's dream, from being scared of shadows in the dark and being scared of the animatronics, negating all the murders. So, that was weird. It was weird that time to be alive. There was a lot of weird evidences for it being a dream too. Like in FNAF 4, there's a kid that has a bunch of toys, but they're all like, even though they're really small, the pixels of them are toy animatronics. And of course, Toy Chica's missing her beak. So like that was theory that was the dream, was the FNAF 2 was the toy animatronics being like actual animatronics. Scott was probably not in the right mind. I don't know. My man's inconsistent with his storytelling. He can't make his mind. Or he's so ingenious that nobody else can make their mind. I don't know which is which.
The Glaze is kind of crazy the way he said that, but yeah, I'm following.
Anyways, the first book came out, Silver Eyes.
Yes.
It came out maybe
really?
before...
It took until after FNAF World for that book to come out?
It might have came out during the release of FNAF World, maybe before or after. It's during that time. During the FNAF World, 2015. It's during 2015 somewhere.
Jesus.
Silver Eyes. So Silver Eyes, that story and the two other stories that follow it are in their own continuity. However, it does the but it does the fan favorite thing where elements of the story can be put into the game.
Yeah.
So
I know that made Matthew very disturbed.
Yeah, because it's an annoying ass thing to do. I'll be honest, that's fucking annoying as fuck. It's obnoxious. You don't know what to take from the book as canon and what not to take as canon because it's just like what elements. By the way, that concept never leaves. By the way, I'm gonna be honest. Every book has that concept.
Where you could take it as it being canon, or elements of it being canon, or
being canon.
Not mattering at all.
Yes. That's still a consistent thing. Okay, anyways, the main important thing that Silver Eyes, the Twisted Ones, and the Fourth Closet show or demonstrate is that Purple Guy's name is William Afton. That's where he gets his name. Got his name from the books.
Really?
Yeah, his name.
Damn.
Yeah. Just like in the first movie, too, they do explain that William Afton, of course, being a business partner and a co-creator of the establishment, he also just goes by a bunch of fake names. Like, he never actually goes by his real name. Which is very interesting. Also, the books do kind of demonstrate him being a showman rather than a silent killer, which... I love both sides of Spring Trap, him being a very quiet, like, just roaming monster to him being a very vocal person. But in the books, they definitely show him as, like, a guy who jumps around and sings and, like, mocking characters. Like, he sings towards, like, I think the protagonist where he's like, oh, it's so sad that you have to die. Like, he's very vocal. Very weird. I don't know the main plot to the books. I never fully read them. Never got around to it. I thought it was stupid to even get into them. For myself, at least. I never wanted to get... I own them all, but I'm not reading them.
Oh.
The plot is very confusing. I think the
people want you to read them. They want a book club.
If people want me to do an audio book series, then maybe.
Wait, that is not at all like... I mean, if the people want that,
I'm not gonna shoot it down. I mean, I'm gonna be like, me. So many other
this guy. You've seen this guy read?
Yeah, honestly, no. Apparently, the books get confusing. You also learn the next co-creator, the other person that made the establishment, is named Henry Emily, and you follow.
Wait, his last name is Emily?
Yeah, his last name is Emily. Henry Emily.
Did not know that. That is, huh.
I'm pretty confident. Yeah, Henry Emily.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
right.
It is weird.
All right, Scott. Nice naming.
You follow his daughter, and then you learn at some point in the books that his daughter's been dead, and actually, Henry has been making versions of robots of different ages, so she simulates life, but she's actually been dead this entire time, and it's just robots of different ages with the same memories. Yeah, I don't know. that weird lore drop. Very sci-fi. Interesting. Anyways, let's move on. That's all I know about the books. I don't know much about them, sadly. I would talk more. There's apparently a chip that they described that is a sound chip that when you like is activated, it distorts your vision. So like the twisted ones, like all the animatronic look very like realistic and animalish, but it's all because they have a chip on them that's like having a sound frequency that's like messing with your head. That's important for FNAF 4 because people say that they all have those chips that makes them look nightmarish, but they're actually probably just endoskeletons.
Okay.
You see what I mean by it being like, huh? Because there's not any grounds for that theory, but it's just an accepted idea. Because, like, why not?
Yeah, but then okay.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, it's a little stupid.
And then, of course, FNAF World had an update. This update was interesting. It added a whole new roster of characters. The game got very meta, saying that FNAF World sucks. Like the main character saying, "Oh, we ran out. I'm actually working at a different job to make income." Like I'm not making this up. They got meta. And if you want to beat like the guy, like the main threat behind all of that, you have to like play a bunch of like forgotten and abandoned spin-off games. One of them is like Freddy in Space 57, like Foxy.exe, like ripping on like Star Foxy, like ripping on a bunch of like, you know, classic and stupid games. And you unlock a bunch of characters. You unlock Scott Cawthon's character, Anim Dude, I think his name is. You unlock Chipper. You unlock a bunch of the Halloween update characters from FNAF 4. You unlock the Coffee Pot from Desolate Hope, his old game, which is interesting that that character is brought into the FNAF world as a character you can play as. Um, and the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because when you do beat FNAF World 2, you do see a pixelated character. People assume it's Henry, but no theory, no idea who it is. But it's a character that says that he released something. He regrets that he released it. Please stop it. And then later, when you beat the FNAF World 2 update, like all of it, the final boss, he talks to you. Then he dies. Like he does die. Like it shows blood. And then for voice acting for the very first time, other than that's not Scott and Phone Dude, or yeah, is Circus Baby saying please stay in your seats, and then the game ends with credits teasing the next game, Sister Location. And that's the next game. I think it released in 2015 as well, or if not 2016. I don't remember the date. But yeah, Sister Location, which I think is the worst game in the franchise. It is definitely the one that I think is the weakest. It only serves as a story game with no rewarding gameplay. A lot of people love it. And you know what? Want to know how I know people? Like, I can tell who people are. Because if your favorite game is Sister Location, here's a good answer. I don't think you played Sister Location. You only watched people to play Sister Location. That's why it's your favorite. Because I'm gonna be honest, yeah, I was in the same boat. I was like, Sister Location's kind of cool, yeah. And then I played the game and I realized this game sucks. This is not a game. You just sit through like a bunch of talking, and then each gameplay segment is just either really difficult for no reason, and it's not like there's a building up for that. Because every FNAF game, it's the same gameplay loop. But Sister Location, because it's a lot more like free roamish, it's basically a level by level, really. Each thing is different, but in order to keep it hard each night, they just make the minigame hard. So, like, nothing feels rewarding. Anyways, you go down there. It's Sister Location. You go to this building that's underground. You see new characters like Ballora, Circus Baby, and then Funtime Freddy, who has a hand puppet, Bonbon, and then Funtime Foxy. You're there as maintenance. Of course, nothing goes as planned. Circus Baby talks to you. Circus Baby kind of reveals a lot of lore, and it is shown in a death minigame that Circus Baby like killed Elizabeth Athen. So Purple Guy's daughter is Circus Baby. You also like hear Elizabeth in the beginning of each night talking to Purple Guy, being like, "Dad, I want to go play with her, but she's pretty. Didn't you make her for me?" And of course, she died. 2, Circus Baby. Like Womp Womp, I guess.
Damn. Okay.
I don't care. You also learn that like through like secret loading screens, which I barely talked about because that's a thing in the other FNAF games. FNAF 1, I don't think had any, but FNAF 2 had a secret. When you boot up the game, you might get a screen of like all the like one of the characters looking at you with no face. And then FNAF 3 had secret screens where it showed Springtrap ripping his mask off to see like the dead person underneath. And FNAF 4 didn't have any, which is weird to think about now. Like, why did FNAF 4 not have any? But this location has like secret like loading stuff like that, where you see like blueprints of each character, and you kind of learn by reading it that they're all meant and built to lure children and kill them. And that in the game they say that they're all rentals, like you can rent them out to bring it to your house for a party. So kind of morbid.
What an asshole.
You do hear and get told finally, hard to confirm, that Purple Guy is William Afton in this location. They do say Mr. Afton. You see like on the blueprints, it's Afton, like Afton Electronics or whatever the company name is, robotics. And you do see like FNAF 4's like rooms inside of Sister Location 2, confirming that is a real place, not a dream. So that threw that like theory out the window. For some reason, Scott thought that was cool. And yeah, the thing that gets weird is that the game ends. There's actually 2 endings for Sister Location as well. The game ends with like the default ending is that you get scooped. You get all of your guts ripped out, and then apparently all the animatronics all merge into one, and they get inside of you to break out. They all become entered. They all fuse into one animatronic, which is entered. They all get inside you. They break out. And the ending shows like you crawling, and then your eyes turn purple. And that's it. That's how the game ends. The other ending is you actually have like ignore Circus Baby's help at the last night. If you do the death mini game and get the correct, like do the correct pattern to kill Elizabeth in the mini game, you get like a code or like a key card. And if you just go like in a direction in our dark room, you enter a security office, which is where you do an actual typical FNAF gameplay style. Where you have cameras and doors, and you fight off Ennard. And then you get like a weird ending where you're at home chilling, eating popcorn, and Ennard just shows up to your house. Which never made sense to me, because like, why did they want to get inside your body if they clearly broke out? Like, kind of weird.
Goop.
Yeah. And that's how Sister Location ends. Kind of doesn't really have a satisfying ending, in my opinion. Like, now I'm thinking about it, like, nothing about that game shows any lore. It was threatened before it was released. It was quote unquote threatened that it was getting canceled because of leaks. Scott made like a whole like on his website canceled due to leaks. But then if you brighten up the image, it's actually a news report saying a Fazbear entertainment place got shut down because of gas leaks. So like, haha, very funny. Yeah, Sister Location doesn't really explain much other than like ongoing fourth Sister Location is ahead of the timeline, past or during FNAF 3. Circus Baby or whatever Ennard wants out. You realize it's William Afton's daughter. You really don't know what your character is, but you do learn later at some point that you're Michael Afton. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The game got teased a custom night, and then later a custom night for Sister Location released, which is like its own thing. But if you beat each game mode, you get mini game or cutscenes of supposedly the after, like confirming that the ending that is canon is getting scooped, of like Michael walking, chilling, and then each cutscene you get is him decaying and becoming dead in purple, and then to later him spitting out Ennard, but then him becoming alive. So at that point, people theorize that Sister Location is the first in the timeline, or around after FNAF 4, and that you're playing as Michael Afton in every single FNAF game as a corpse. because every single like new like fired slip, they say you got fired because of odor, and which would make sense because you're a rotting corpse.
I have seen that. Yeah,
Um, I don't know. I think it's fucking weird. It's a bit of a stretch, but I guess it makes sense. You also get like a famous speech if you beat it on the hardest difficulty of Michael saying that he lived, he found them, he's coming to come find you, and then you get revealed that Springtrap is still around after FNAF 3. So it's like, oh my god, what's the next game gonna be? Woo, woo. And yeah, that's a sister location. Kind of a pretty mixed bag, honestly. I don't like it.
I could tell.
I think it's pretty dog shit. But yeah, the next game in the franchise is Pizzeria Simulator. Supposedly Scott was just saying he wanted to make a pizza sim, not another scary game. So people thought it was gonna be like a FNAF World situation. He lied. That was a straight lie, but it was a good lie because it was actually a good it caught you off guard. Like, oh, it's actually scary. It's actually connected to the story because you see like Scrap Baby, which is baby apparently entered. Everyone didn't like baby, so they kicked her out of the entered pile. So she just
pile.
yeah, so she just kind of became Scrap Baby, and apparently entered became Molten Freddy because Freddy became the leader of the group.
Always has been.
Oh yeah, always has been. And then Scrap Trap, which is like the worst redesign of Springtrap I've ever seen. And then the Lefty, which you get learn later that Lefty is a device built by Henry to capture the puppet. So it's just the puppet. Anyways, Pizza Sim comes out. Pretty fun. I'm always iffy on whether I like it or not because it follows the same issues I have with FNAF 4. You rely on audio. You're just in darkness. You just rely on audio. It's not something I favor. It's definitely one of those things where I'm glad I played it, but I would never play it again. But it is another one of those games where when you beat it and you see the ending credits, it does just have a hard, like, it drops a lot of lore and it just game ends. Like, it literally feels like an ending to the series. Another end to the series type of game. Of course, we'd both know that it didn't end there.
No, of course not.
Pizza Sim.
Money.
Yeah, money. Pizza Sim has a lot of endings. Funny enough, it has a lot of endings. A lot of them are just jokes. If you just like the gimmick in Pizza Sim is that you're building a pizzeria, and of course there's like 3 sets. Building a building the pizzeria, which is you have your own money. You have to deal with lawsuits. You can make the place fun. You can play mini games, and then the like let's say interview part where you have to. There's an animatronic. You get a lot of money if you salvage it, or you can just throw it in the back. And of course, if you salvage it, they're in the next game mode, which is the night section, which is you doing tasks and the animatronics are coming to get you. I say night section, but you're actually taking place during the day because it's said that while the kids are out in the pizza sim, you're doing your daily tasks, which means the animatronics are moving around in vents during the day. Very interesting.
That's interesting.
What are you gonna say?
No, that's fucked. Imagine you're eating your pizza with your family. You look up and there's fucking Moan Freddy just looking at you through the vent.
That is kind of that'd be cool though. It's like real life Easter egg.
Real life Easter.
If you there's an ending that just like kicks you out and fires you if you just don't salvage anyone.
Yeah, because the entire point was that you're supposed to lead all of them there, and
yeah, like the whole gimmick is that you're hired there to bring them all together and then to burn them all down. Like that's the whole gimmick of FNAF Pizza Sim. And of course, the canon ending is you bring them all together. Circus Baby taunts you, saying like, "Ah, you idiot! Did you really think this John landed in your lap, like for a reason?" They're all the kids are together. We're gonna kill everybody, and then of course the very famous. Sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth. If you even remember that name. connection terminated, like all that stuff. And of course, he goes on a long speech discussing that his daughter, which is, so you know, the cassette player guy is Henry, talking to the puppet, saying how the puppet always wants to help people and uplift others, but sadly, you have to stop. Circus baby, just stop. I don't know what the hell you're doing. Others, like, they will go too, maybe go heaven. And of course, for one of you, may the darkest pits of hell welcome you. And it was talking like directly to Springtrap William Afton. Very cool cutscene, honestly. When you, especially, it has a good payoff when you beat the game. It's like fucking finally, yes. And then apparently you burn with them. He's like, I'm nearby. The memory of all of this will fade away. So apparently Henry, all the animatronics, and then Michael after, and they all burn together and die.
Shame.
Sadly, that isn't the end. The memory of that place never got forgotten.
No, it is not.
The memory of that place never got forgotten. Like, my God, Henry, Henry should have just stayed alive just to see if things like really smoothed out.
He really thought that Freddie Fazbear Entertainment wouldn't use this as an opportunity to make some more money.
Yeah, in canon, like universe, actual like like companies, like hold on, let's make more.
Hold on, we can make money off of this.
Yeah,
Let's cook.
Very famous, very funny. There was a lot of mini games and secrets in Pizza Sim. Funny enough, and I'm only bringing this up because it's on my memory. There's like a mini game we play as a girl through a maze, and the more you play it, you see like the girl in the reflection, and then of course it's revealed that she's the victim. Like a victim, you see like Spring Bonnie, and then like Spring Bonnie lures her over. That's probably like Chica. I bring this up mainly because like the art pieces, yeah, they look cool, but then like apparently the artists at the like during that time who drew those, they got fired like years later, or like recently. I think I don't know the controversy. I think their name is Pinky Pills. I just think it's interesting because I don't know if they're a cool person, but I definitely think they have like I'm not sure if they have allegations, but like it's definitely some like almost pedophilic pedophilic, yeah.
Good. I was gonna say that name sounds like the name of someone who grooms kids. I didn't want to say it because I was like, damn, that sounds kind of rude. But thank you for confirming my suspicions.
Because they drew like one of the art stills for that cutscene, kind of like Springtrap, kind of weirdly touchy with the girl. Like I was like, oh, thank God they use this. Good thing this is scrapped art. I was like, oh my God, thank God this person's fired. I love how they retaliated by just like releasing all their like fucking scrapped artwork. By the way, that they just denied. Like, what a fucking bitch.
Jesus.
I think. I don't know. But maybe this is just wrong because I don't know if that's like an actual like allegation against them. But still, like, that's fucked up anyways to release all this like.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's spreading fake news and he will be sprung upon Twitter where they will crucify him for.
No, I still think they're a bitch. If I hired you to do artwork for me, and we've been working together as business partners for 30 years, and I fire you, and your retaliation against me firing you is releasing all the like not stuff I denied, just releasing it publicly, that's a bad look. That's a dick move.
I mean, that's more a bad look on you because I denied it and you're pushing it, you know?
Yeah, but if I denied it because something looked pedophilic, then that's on you. I mean, I denied it for a good reason. Anyways, weird lore drops with like another minigame, Midnight Motorist. I don't know what the fuck that's about. Maybe we know what FNAF 2's location's called. Maybe it's called something Juniors. Because like, you know, there's a place called Juniors, and supposedly you play as Purple Guy, but he's not purple, he's orange. So the people call him Orange Guy. I don't know. I don't even know really. And then like there's like
hey everybody, I'm Orange Guy.
I'm orange. It gets kind of weird. It definitely gets kind of weird. Pizza Sim has some interesting stuff. You see the origins of the puppet, which is nice. Apparently the puppet was built just to protect Henry's daughter. And of course it failed.
Of course.
But like that's interesting. And yeah, and then supposedly Scott said, "Hey, Just like Sister Location, I will make a custom night mode for Pizza Sim because Pizza Sim doesn't have a custom night mode. And we waited a long ass time for that. And then Scott just straight up said, I'm scrapping it, but I'm not scrapping it. I'm going to make a new game called Ultimate Custom Night. And it's going to include all the animatronics from every game.
All of your favorites are here.
And then over the course of like a few months, we were seeing progress reports on like a progress bar that he kept updating every so now and then with like updates of what was in the game. And he added, I think, 50. He added 50 animatronics and like 5 secrets or 6 secrets. 56, 55. I think it's like 56. He basically made the next game in the franchise Ultimate Custom Night, which, taken at face value, you think, okay, this is probably just, whatever game. It's just for fun. Nope, it's part of the story. It's canon. And this one is interesting because you're probably wondering, how's this canon? Because how's Springtrap here? How's Phone Guy here? How's FNAF 1 Freddy next to Withered Freddy? Meanwhile, Nightmare Freddy's here. So the theory, and I figured this shit day one, I ain't gonna lie. I played it when it came out and I figured the story out. I felt pretty proud of myself. I was told by people, hey, post your ideal on Reddit. And I was like, that's cringe. And of course, people already caught on what my theory was. So I was like, oh, I'm right. That's just the satisfaction I needed. Ultimate Custom Night is hell for a purple guy. Yeah. I think it's pretty easy to understand. That's the concept of the story. You're playing in hell. You're as purple guy. It's actually revealed later that Golden Freddy is the one you should not have killed. He's the one keeping you alive. Everyone else moved on. Ultimate, one of the mini games in Custom Night has Old Man Consequences. Yeah, the weird fucking character to bring for this bit. Talks to apparently directly to Golden Freddy saying, hey, why don't you just chill out and like let go of the past? Golden Freddy does not care. Golden Freddy keeps torturing purple guy forever. And supposedly I'm more inclined to believe that it is forever because my theories of the next stuff afterwards get thrown out the window because of other stuff.
What do you mean? That sounds like the perfect ending. I assume that there's nothing else you can do with the franchise. The main bad guy's murdered. All the kids get to go to heaven. What else could you possibly do?
You're technically right. We're done with the William Afton side of the story.
Oh.
Technically. For some reason. So, Ultimate Custom Night, that's pretty much, there's not really anything to say. It's just 50 characters, a lot of different gameplay mechanics. That's it. It's just really fun for arcadic stuff. And it's free. It just has some lore drops. And of course, if you beat it on 50/20 mode, you get a cute cutscene of Golden Freddy twitching in agony for some reason. Because, Scott really wanted to say, hey, if somebody beat it, then I'll make it canon. Someone beat it? He's like, shit. All right. What's at a cutscene when you beat it on the hardest difficulty? Like, go fuck yourself, Scott. Anyways, the next game in the franchise is Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted. Canon, but weirdly canon. So here's the next weird thing. Just like the Dream Theory, here's the new game theory. Every game you played was actually a game.
What?
So they revealed that there was a rogue game developer, and they used Scott's actual picture of him smiling with shades that made a bunch of games talking about the franchise to give it a bad rep. So Fazbear Entertainment made a VR game to laugh about the silly stuff and to like sweep it all under the rug. So you can make the theory that every FNAF game beforehand was actually games in the universe.
So none of it actually happened, except the possible murdering of kids.
Oh no, it did happen, because that's a bullshit theory. It did happen. That's just another one of those theories. Just like the dream theory. Everything's a dream. That's just the other theory. Everything's a game.
Yeah, but it says right there, a rogue game developer was making games based off of the Legend of Freddy Fazbear. So that means every game that you played didn't exist.
No, they retconned that as well.
Oh, again? Oh, sensational. Thank you, Scott.
So, like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Anyways, FNAF VR is supposed to be just playing the FNAF games in VR. The only interesting lore tab bit is that Glitch Trap exists, and there's Malice code. For for some reason, a lot of the marketing is remember Jeremy. What the fuck does that mean, Scott? Jeremy from FNAF 2? No, it's just a different Jeremy. It's just a different guy. And he's not even important to the story. If you listen to the tapes, he just dies. Who is Jeremy?
Oh.
Why do we have to remember him?
Uh,
For like remembrance sake, because he died? Like, oh, rip. Like, what? This does not make sense. Anyways, you learn in the FNAF VR story that you're listening through a cassette tape girl or whatever. I don't think she's Vanessa. I think it's someone else. You're learning that she, as a game developer, they take a bunch of old, like, apparently they salvage a bunch of the old animatronics, like, parts to actually just get the code for, like, the AI for the games for some reason. And
the glitchy AI that bites into kids' skulls and puts people inside of the suits for no reason.
Yeah, they use
that code.
Yeah, that code.
Glitchy code. Oh, that glitchy code. I could imagine nothing going wrong.
And of course, glitch trap exists. Glitch trap being the malicious code. Now, I'm going to be really honest with you right now. Based on the new stuff, the new lore, I have no idea what glitch trap is now.
Yeah, I was about to ask that. So inside of presumably all of the actual AI code, none of the ghost shenanigans, just the actual code of the robots, there was a evil rabbit man that I assume is the code copy of Will and Afton. But by the fact that you just said you don't know what's going on anymore means that that's not the case. So actually, why would there even be a evil AI inside of all the AI? Wait,
like, you could make the argument that all the AI are meant to lure and kill children.
Shit, I guess, but damn, you would think someone would, I don't know, look through the code and notice that it all says murder kids.
You think that'll be a hard confirmed evidence when they look at the blueprints and they see the fucking stuff that lures kids?
That's a good ass point.
I don't know. My original, and I still stand by this because it makes the most sense to me, at least. I know I'm dragging a dead horse around, but like, it just makes sense. It's a nice story message. My thought process was every kid, every dead kid, or every animatronic, they all got destroyed or dismantled. So they all moved on. They all went to heaven where they belong. Guess what? Except for Golden Freddy and of course Purple Guy, because you learn that Ultimate Custom Night, Golden Freddy wouldn't refuse to let go of the past, and he's torturing William Afton in a forever hell. So my thought process was that if they're salvaging all the fucking like data, like all the little like chips and like stuff to just scan to use AI, my thought process is that, well, if they go to the burned place of Pizza Simulator, they will have to get Scrap Trap's stuff, and presumably he wouldn't be able to move on because he's still being tortured, like he's being held back. So I always thought Glitch Trap was Purple Guy being manifested into like a digital world because Golden Freddy wouldn't let him go, and now he basically got brought back to life as Glitch Trap. Sounds crazy as hell, but like, it kind of makes sense, right?
Isn't that?
It's a
I'm
nice
hold
message.
my tongue until we get to the next game.
Okay, well, it makes sense to me because it's a nice message of like, hey, you should let go of the past because it could still come back to haunt you. It's like Golden Freddy could have moved on and then maybe Glitch Trap would have never existed. That's my thought process, and more people wouldn't be in danger. That's my thought process. Like, it was a cute, nice, like, okay, yeah, you let go of the past because you need to move on, go to heaven, let him go to actual hell. Stop torturing him. Because you'll never, like, get out, like, yeah, and then now he's brought back to life because of Glitch Trap. But no, apparently Glitch Trap is, like, something else. Some other thing that takes over people's brains. Weird stuff. Anyways, other than that, there's not really lore stuff in FNAF VR other than that. You learn through a Halloween update that you see Vanny's mask, which is very like beta looking because it changed later. So you do learn there's like a loyal follower of Glitch Trap, maybe someone that's mind controlled by Glitch Trap. It's very weird, very strange, and that's it. You don't that's all there is to really talk about. Glitch Trap is just in your brain at the end of FNAF VR. Also, it's confirmed that you're a beta tester too. Like, you're not actually playing a full release game. Like, in lore, you're a beta tester, testing the game. So,
Hmm.
yeah. Anyways, the next game is not what you think. It's FNAF AR.
I forgot that game existed.
Yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people forgot FNAF AR exists. It's because it's a nothing burger of a game. It's literally just a phone AR game that has voice lines for characters like, Freddy, which is interesting. Like, we heard Freddy FNAF 1 talk for the first time ever.
What, you didn't talk during Ultimate Custom Night?
No, I think it just played his music when he died.
Oh, you didn't do the whole like Batman Arkham ass fucking
Nope.
voice line? Really? Huh.
No, a lot of characters did, but not him. So, and same goes with the original first characters. They didn't talk either. But now they talk. Now they talk. Except for Bonnie and Chica. No, I'm not entirely sure about AR if Bonnie and Chica talk. I just know Foxy and Freddy does. But AR is where all the weird costumes came from. Where all the hundreds of weird, like, we got the Statue of Liberty Chica. We got, Easter Bonnie. We got Ice Freddy Fazbear with him being a, St. Patrick's Day Freddy. We got Springtrap in a clown costume, which is in Dead by Daylight.
That shit does go hard. He does have that shit on him.
Yeah, he does rock that. He does rock that. It comes with a lot of that weird stuff. Lore-wise, you see like some emails from Vanessa, which you finally learn it's Vanessa, and she's the one that's the loyal follower, and you see like some weird like story dynamic that Vanessa knows she's being mind controlled, so like her search terms are like weird, like how do I stop this or something, or like her personality changing up. That's it. That's all the only lore drop in FNAF AR. A lot of people didn't play FNAF AR. Markiplier was in its ad, like officially a commercial. He was in it for commercially. Like he was like in a suit and tie as a Fazbear Entertainment employee. So that's interesting. Yeah, FNAF AR is kind of like it's no longer available. The service is shut down for FNAF AR, so you can't even play it anymore. So
I'm noticing a pattern here.
oh yeah? What's the pattern?
There is no pattern. I just want to say that to see if you would figure out the pattern for me.
Fuck, I don't know. Shit. Fuck if I know. Yeah, FNAF AR kind of whatever. I couldn't care less for FNAF AR. Also, my phone couldn't work at the time. I couldn't even play that when I wanted to. So like, I couldn't even experience the joy of FNAF AR. So I'll cry about it later. Anyways, years later, like real life, FNAF AR released in 2019. So we had to wait like a few years later for the next installment in the franchise, FNAF Security Breach, which came out in 2021.
Ah, yes. Security
Did
breach.
it come out in 2021
Yes.
or is that like, is Google messing with me here? Huh.
What do you mean? That's 5 years ago.
Oh, fuck, oh, don't say that. That was 5 years ago. That was, what? That did not, I feel like that was 3 years ago. Anyways,
No, it's 5. Says right there.
Security Breach. Oh my, I played this on day one. Oh my god, that was such a mess. Also, the trailers for that, like, tells a different story. It's the first game that Scott, didn't really put, he was not involved, really. He was involved, but not as involved. This is also during the exact time where a lot of people canceled Scott Cawthon.
Yes.
And he actually just said, I'm done. He retired.
Yes.
Reminder that he actually quote unquote retired because people found out what political stance he donated his money towards.
Yes.
And you know what? My personal opinion is mind your fucking business. It's politics. Politics are never good, especially today and nowadays. Oh my god. Like, I generally believe the only good president we had was Obama, and that was when I was a baby. And me saying that already opens a can of worms because there's some people out there gonna make like, oh, Obama was a fucking ass person because of this or that. Shut the fuck up. I could not get. There's no good in politics ever. Just let my man put his money into what he believes in as an American citizen. I don't
Well,
care.
Trevor, there was an issue with who was he donating money to.
I know.
The certain things those people were doing, which is what got him in hot water.
Yeah. I think they're like anti-LGBT.
Yes, which does not bode well when a significant portion of
Of
his
your
fan base
fandom is
you know,
LGBT.
yeah.
Oh, I mean, just live and learn. Did I just
Yeah,
get a call?
that's like
Hold on. Give me a
what?
second. Did I get called a? What is this? Okay, no, that never mind. I thought I got called a Shotacon.
What?
I just got a comment on
What?
my YouTube short, and it says the situation be like. I got another hate comment.
What is what?
Anyways, that's me going off topic. Man, I'm getting fucking slandered on my Pikmin short. Anyways, system
I
location.
gotta look that one up.
You know. Anyways, system location. System location. Security breach.
This fucking
Messy.
guy.
Messy. Very messy.
Yeah.
Steelwool, the company, people who basically helped make FNAF VR, are now the main developers for FNAF in general going forward. They made Security Breach. They were very rushed on time. They just rushed it, which is so evident when you play the game or watch the trailers. There's like several endings for Security Breach. Security Breach, you play as Gregory, a kid that's lost, and then of course Freddy, the Fazbear or Rockstar, Glamrock Freddy helps you. And then you fight against Roxy, the new goon character, and then Glamrock
Goon.
Chica, and then Montgomery Gator. Which I'm gonna be honest, Monty kind of meh. He's kind of alright. I'm not crazy about that character. And then you're in a Pizzaplex, a gigantic super mall, which was teased in FNAF VR Halloween update too. And there's several different endings to Security Breach. None of them are confirmed canon.
Even with the whole DLC that came out?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I don't know which one's canon. They still kind of are vague about it. The default ending, which is just you leaving at 6, kind of alludes that you get killed. Because Vanny being the new slasher, the new killer that hacked all the systems and can't be detected by cameras and whatever, and is working for Glitch Trap. Weirdly enough, that Vanny has no screen time whatsoever in the game. She barely shows up like 4 times throughout the whole game. Yeah, in the trailers, she sounds like she has a lot more of an impactful role. And you know what? She probably did if they didn't rush the game. You know what also is in the trailers is most likely William Afton talking, but you just never see that.
What?
Yeah, I'll get into that in a second. Other endings involve you driving off in a van, just away from the Pizzaplex. You getting Vanny ripped to pieces and killed in front of your eyes. There's a whole princess quest, side quest in the game where you can actually save Vanny from being mind controlled and she becomes Vanessa. This is like everyone's go-to ending. Like that's everyone's like ideal that's canon is that you save the Vanessa. She's no longer Vanny. And like Freddy gets like as just a head now because he gets like destroyed or something in the process, but he's fine. And then they all eat ice cream.
That sounds nice.
The other endings are like similar to that in regard. Very weird stuff. One of the main endings that takes a minute to get to, because you have to do like you have to get like all the upgrades for Freddy. And by the way, the intended version of the game is once you get to 6 a.m., you can't save the game anymore. So you have to go through an entire part of the game just to get one more upgrade, which is like not mandatory, but it's just necessary for this other ending. And then survive and then get to the other ending without dying. Knowing me, I found an exploit to cheat that shit to save the game, regardless. Just after 6. And they even updated it now to where there's only one save after 6 a.m. just to add in their challenge, but like I think it's stupid anyways. And of course, this ending you fight Burn Trap. It is interesting to say that out loud. You go down into like underneath the mall, and you find they built the mall on top of the pizzeria simulator place.
Wow, what could ever go wrong?
Yeah, apparently they built the whole super pizzaplex on top of a pizza simulator. You go down there. Freddy says some like weird stuff. Like he's like, I am not me, which made people theorize that Glamrock Freddy is actually possessed by Michael Afton, which I think is kind of a bit of a stretch. And then you fight Burn Trap, which is just Spring Trap, like basically Spring Trap, but like brought back by Vanny or something. And then the Blob, which is a character that exists for some reason. The Blob, which is like a gigantic mess of wires. And it has Freddy's face and a bunch of other old characters' masks. Like it has Bonnie's face, Circus Baby, the puppets in them. No explanation of what that character is. I don't know what the Blob is. He's just there. The Blob also fights in this boss fight. And then you beat it, and then you and Freddy actually escape, and you guys also have ice cream. Yeah, and then like other endings like that. It's a mixed bag. Security Breach is a very mixed bag. It has a lot of weird Easter eggs again.
Does it also have a DLC?
It does. It had Ruin DLC where you play as Cassidy, and it's after the events of Security Breach.
Oh, well, if it's after, that means it should tell you which one is most likely the canon ending, no?
Oh, no, what? You don't see Gregory or anyone. You're going there to get Gregory, but Gregory's not there. And the place is destroyed and, run down, which makes no sense. Because if it's of an active mall, then how would it just randomly stop being active and be a rundown building?
Huh.
That shit happens in like day 2. Like a game guy just bought for the Xbox I put on the shelf for 5 years.
Damn.
Like makes no sense. Anyways, he plays Cassie. Or Cassidy. Or no, I don't think he plays Cassidy. What's her name?
Casey?
Casey? I forgot her name. Cassidy I know is a name that people say is Golden Freddy because of like some of the books. I can't remember what her name is. It's not important. You play as her. This is the famous I Show Speed clip where he like tries to quote unquote fuck Glamour Chica destroyed and his dick actually flops out. Interesting. You go through, you're getting helped, you're getting told by Gregory that Gregory's trapped in the pizzaplex. You're like, oh, I'll save you, Gregory.
Who is this chick and why does she know Gregory?
They're friends, they're both kids.
Oh, so
I'm gonna be dead ass honest. If we met in middle school and then all of a sudden you radio me saying like, "Hey, I'm trapped in here," you're gone. I ain't risking I'm a kid. I call the cops.
Yeah, but isn't it kind of implied that Gregory's kind of homeless with no family? So
yeah, it is implied that Gregory is homeless with no family. But I don't know about the other girl. She says she has a dad that works at Fazbear Entertainment.
So okay, continue.
Yeah, she goes in there. She tries to help. She finds like a bunch of other like more destroyed versions of the characters. She gets a mask that actually like a Vanny mask that actually makes you see a digital world for some reason, and you see some weird stuff in the digital world, and you can actually walk through physical things. And like basically, if there's a barrier in front of you, but if you put the mask on, the barrier disappears. You walk through it, take it off. Now you're on the other side. Weird stuff like that. At the end of the game, you realize that Gregory was never there. You're being tricked by the Mimic, and you turn off a generator that was trapping the Mimic.
Oh yeah, my name is fucking Mimic. Oh yeah, mine. Yeah. Okay.
And I think the Mimic is the worst thing ever to the game, to the franchise. The Mimic supposedly is Glitch Trap as well, I think, from the lore, the new lore. Yeah, supposedly he's also Glitch Trap. He has the AI of Glitch Trap. Apparently, Glitch Trap learned from Purple Guy and got basically copied Purple Guy's behavior, which is kidnapping and killing kids. And now the Mimic is like kidnapping and killing kids. I can't speak hard on this because the next game after this is, or not the next game. There's like the most recent game is Secrets of the Mimic, and I have yet to play that, so I will not be discussing it.
Secret of the Mimic. Yeah.
I'll play it later in the future. I have yet to play. I don't know if there's anything cool about the Mimic, but so far as I see it, I hate the Mimic. Mimic fucking sucks. Also, like, it doesn't really. Gregory is alive because he's like, that wasn't me, and the Mimic is just like there. Apparently, Cassie, I think her name is Lux, Roxy, and Roxy does get her like redemption arc. Roxy saves you, so I guess Roxy wasn't a bad character after long. I don't know. Just A plus goon, I guess.
Goon. I mean, I assume the whole mind control is because of Glitch Trap.
Yeah.
Well, why doesn't Glitch Trap?
Well, I assume it was Vanny.
Shit, I guess.
Yeah, it really is a shit, I guess. The next game after this is Help Wanted 2.
What?
Yeah, the sequel to Help Wanted.
The second one?
Yeah, it's another VR. It's a sequel. This one's actually more cool because it adds just most of it's all unique gameplay. Like FNAF VR. Help Wanted 1 was just FNAF 1, 2, and 3 and stuff, with like some unique mini games, but Help Wanted 2 is all unique mini games with like one repeat, I think.
That's right. There is a second one. You made videos on it, didn't you?
I have yet to make videos on it. I've only did
Am I high? What am I hallucinating?
Anyways, I've never even played Help Wanted 2. Never looked into Help Wanted 2. I do know there's some weird lore cutscene that Vanny is like playing a claw machine and she gets Glitch Trap and she crushes Glitch Trap and then she walks away or some shit. I don't know what the fuck that's all about. Some gigantism fetish in the fucking writer's room.
What?
I don't know. I never played Help Wanted 2. I'll play someday when I get a working VR headset. I don't know the lore. I just know I just know there's like the best mini game, which is you helping Roxy with her makeup.
Oh.
Get right up close on her. Anyways, the next game is Into the Pit, which is based on the books. Now, this is where I'm gonna just go on a tangent on the books.
Uh-oh.
So, of course, I told you Silver Eyes, Twisted Ones, The Fourth Closet. Those are like the main story books. After that, they decided to make like a Goosebumps kind of take.
Yeah, Fazbear Frights or some shit.
They have Fazbear Frights, which is like 3 short stories and a book, and they released hundreds of these. They were fucking pumping these babies out. And I think this is where FNAF took a turn for the worst. This is where the FNAF got fucking ass. For me, at least. So this is when I stopped caring about it. At least lore-wise. So, the first one was cool. The first 3 stories was Into the Pit. And I don't know the rest of the names. But...
but they were good. I promise you, they were good.
They were good. They were good. Darko made songs on each one.
Does he now?
Yeah, and I'm disappointed he stopped doing that because he said he was gonna make a short song for each book. Basically, like it was a recap for the book.
Yeah, but I doubt he realized that they were gonna start pumping those bitches out. So I probably fell to the wayside.
You kind of did, but you know what? Into the Pit song was kind of cool though. They get kind of crazy though. They definitely get insane.
Like the Matt Pat Mpreg?
That's one of them. Yes. Anyways, Into the Pit, time traveling ball pit. Not making that up. You play as a guy. I forgot his name. I played the game. I never finished the game, so I will finish it in May. I promise you that. He plays a kid. His dad is his dad sucks kinda. He's no parent supervision. He's just left at a pizza place. He goes in the ball pit. Time travels back into Freddy's when the place was a Freddy's. And then when he tries to go back out, he meets some friends, but when he tries to go back out into the pit, his dad gets dragged in by Spring Bonnie, and then Spring Bonnie replaces his dad. So he sees his dad as Spring Bonnie. And then, like, some weird shenanigans. You have to go back into the ball pit, make sure you don't get caught. Or in the story, he doesn't get caught. And then he has to save his dad. Good dad and son bonding.
Wait, does
Oh,
that mean Spring Bonnie gets to tap his mom?
oh, 100%. Maybe his mom's a nurse, so I did see a cute image of like Spring Bonnie doing like a little side look, putting like tapping his fingers together, being like, "Can I has wife?" I thought it was
Hmm.
funny. Anyways, the next story is you're following the protagonist that's stuck inside Funtime Freddy's stomach, and they're getting constantly tortured inside. That's it. That's all I know about it because I never read it. Thank you, Daco, for the song
Jesus.
recap. The next story is Baby, but she looks really thin, and she helps a girl get beautiful and popular at school as long as she wears this locket. Secretly, she was surgically removing all of her body parts out of her body and replacing it with mechanical parts. And when she takes the locket off, she sees herself the truth, and she just like kind of collapses there.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently a lot of the books depict Circus Baby as like the ultimate villain for some reason instead of Purple Guy. And that's all my knowledge on the books. There's like Lonely Freddy, I guess, is like I think is what it's called, or what that character's called, which is like a tiny Freddy doll, but if you look into its eyes, it takes your soul and replaces you into the. He basically takes your body, and then you're stuck inside the small Freddy doll.
Oh, wow. That's concerning.
Another story was like
Wait, hold on. It's a tiny Freddy doll?
it's like a.
So it's magic or is it mechanical?
I don't know. There's an evil soul in it or something that it takes your body and then it just inserts itself into your life. So and then you're trapped.
Oh,
It's basically capturing
okay.
your soul inside the body for whatever use. There's another story where a game developer gets pissed off and he rips a bunch of assets and he's trying to hastily make a game and he uses Springtrap to chase you around in a building and he gets mad at the AI so he leaves it running for the AI for what feels like years, and for some reason he gets like he goes back and the AI is gone. Springtrap just disappears and he's like, "What? That's weird." And then he gets pregnant and then he gives birth to Springtrap.
Ah.
And then Springtrap calls him daddy as he lays there dying. What in the actual hell is writing these books? There's sea bonnies. You know, they're like little sea, like fucking fish or whatever. Or sea. I don't know what they're called. Sea fish. Fuck, they're like small, like fucking fish. They're called sea bonnies. Okay, Phasgoo is a real thing. Phasgoo. There's a book where a guy is just like forever like the doctors say he's just like he's alive, but he's just unable to do anything, and it's a theory that he's Purple Guy, unable to move on from death. So he's just laying there as like a husk of a corpse that just can't die. But
Huh.
weird. Okay, in each of these Fazbear Frights, at the end of all three stories, talks about a story of two souls stuck together, trying to make like ways, and I think that's like the Mimic story. I think. Which is like why it was being built up, which is why the payoff for Security Breaches DLC ruined is like, oh, it's the Mimic, he's the guy in the books. Oh, I don't know, I don't read these damn books. And now there's like new FNAF storyline books called Tales of the Pizzaplex, which is talking about the Pizzaplex stuff in the lore.
Yeah.
I don't know anymore. And now there's like two new books of Choose Your Own Adventure, the phone guy, and then for some reason Into the Pit was so famous they have a Choose Your Own Adventure book of Into the Pit. Supposedly a lot of the endings is that like you and your dad's relationship are terrible.
Damn.
Apparently a lot of the endings just end sadly like that or something from what I've seen. Um yeah, I don't know. These books are confusing. I stopped caring. Right when I heard Sea Bonnies and then Springtrap birth thing, I gave up. I tried to stay up to date, but then I'm like, this is going too fast for me. Stop releasing these books. They're not cooking. You're burning the food. Not even burning, it's
What in the
undercooked. It's
actual
undercooked.
fuck?
Did you just look up some?
Yeah, sea bonnies. Who who would make this?
I don't know.
Wait, hold on. What?
I don't know. I don't know.
Gang drinks the sea bonnies and then he like turns into water?
Yeah, yeah. I don't even know that. That's new to me. What? It becomes water?
So if you consume the sea bonnies, you uh uh if you consume the sea bonnies, the sea bonnies start merging with you.
I don't know. I don't know anymore. And Scott's writing these.
Who 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 made these?
Scott! I think Scott wrote them all. Uh, I don't know. I really don't know anymore.
Huh.
It's so confusing. Anyways, anything else FNAF related? You and me both know this. The Dead by Daylight collab,
That is true.
where they add Springtrap as a killer and a map.
This guy likes that. This guy likes that.
I do like it. I think I do like it. It's actually not bad. I do, and it's like one of the first few FNAF collabs that are like official. I mean, there's like a what was it called? Like something pop, like the pop figurines, whatever they're called. Funko Pop. Funko Pop had a game which
Yeah,
had
Funko
FNAF,
Pop. Yeah.
FNAF characters because they had FNAF Funko Pops. But like that doesn't really count, I don't think. And of course, like that's not even going into the ideal that FNAF started and inspired so many people to make a bunch of FNAF fan games. That's a whole can of worms that we're not discussing. I'm not even going to bring up like mentions because like that's just talking about like that's just a whole new story. FNAF fan games are their own thing, and FNAF is just so popular; it's all over the world. An official Batman comic had the marionette, so that is real. Like he was a set piece, but it was the marionette from FNAF 2. So you know that there's something that's real. FNAF is all over the place. There's all kinds of FNAF things here, there, anywhere. A bunch of references to a lot of other games reference Five Nights at Freddy's. It's kind of weird to say other indie games because I don't know if that counts, but I guess yeah. It's a yeah. It's supposedly they're, and you know that's not even it because there are making more games, of course. There are supposedly there's the upcoming for this year 5 Laps at Freddy's, our kart racer. Knowing me, there's gonna be some weird lore drops of FNAF. I think they're making another VR game, but I can't be certain on that because I don't know. Steel Wool. I think they're making Secrets of the Mimic VR. Yeah. So they're making the Secret of the Mimic a VR game. Or
I just read
VR update. What?
Out of the big book, The Story of the Mimic, and I think this shit is disgusting and it's horrible and I hate it. Oh my god, I can. Okay, so I can see why you hate the current state of FNAF currently. This is kind of convoluted. Yeah. I'm Jesus Christ. What the fuck is even happening anymore?
You want to like, you know, pray? Is it spoilers for Secret of the Mimic or?
It is, yeah. So I'm not gonna say it. It's just kind of the fuck.
I'm unironically only know the Mimic lore based on that terrible song. I made the Mimic.
Fucking Mimic, oh yeah. Yo, that's basically the plot of it.
Yeah, it's like I made the Mimic. Something went horribly wrong. And now I'm stuck singing this stupid song.
Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not something with story. It's legitimately, according to this, it's legitimately Brody's fault that shit went wrong. So, you know, fuck him.
Yeah, so
that's crazy.
And you know, the last thing we have yet to discuss is the Five Nights at Freddy's movies. Crazy. I actually think the movies are not bad. The first movie, pretty damn solid. It's a thriller, more of a horror movie, and I'm gonna be honest, critically wise, it's actually pretty bad as a movie. It relies on you knowing what FNAF is. It relies on, like, one of the reveals is like, that's my father, William Afton. And it plays like the music and you see like the picture. That doesn't mean
Yeah.
anything to anyone who doesn't know FNAF, because like that's just a name. That they don't say, there's no build up for William Afton. They just say it like you're supposed to know it. So I'm gonna be honest, critically, yeah, that's pretty bad, but it was a pretty good time. I enjoyed watching that. That was a good first movie. Had a lot of good references to old theories. Was just fun to watch. Really amazing. They actually built the animatronics. They look really amazing. And of course, FNAF 2, which came out not long ago. That was also not a bad movie, although it's not as good as the first. And for some issues, the puppet is definitely interesting. I don't want to spoil it just in case, but it's pretty good. I will spoil this though, because I don't care. The end credits do show off Springtrap, hyping up the next movie. So I can't wait for the third movie to see my boy in action. I think it's crazy that they actually are basically officially using the Living Tombstones music as like the end credits for both their movies. So I'm pretty sure that the third movie is going to use their third song. So pretty impressive. Good job, Living Tombstone, for basically becoming the official Five Nights at Freddy's band. They probably don't like that, being told that, but I don't care. And you know, Five Nights at Freddy's is very important. I mean, Matthew, when he retired, met Scott in person. That's cool. Scott went to Iron Lung. Scott took a photo of himself going to Markiplier's theatrical film. So that was sweet. A bunch of FNAF YouTubers are inside of the FNAF movie on like a poster, being like a employee of the month. So like Dawko, 8-Bit Ryan, Baz, Raz. Pretty cool. And overall, FNAF is it's old. It's a lot. It's insane to me to think it's an old franchise. It's kind of like I've been growing up with this. It's hard to think of a world without Five Nights at Freddy's now. But that's pretty much everything about Five Nights at Freddy's. Unless you have any more questions.
No. What the fuck is even going on anymore?
Yeah, I have
That's
no
all
clue.
I got.
I have no clue. But you know what? I will stand by this. I've grew up with this for so long. Just like a broken marriage, I ride until we die. It's like, unless we fix it together, we ain't divorcing because you're dying with me. So I'll play the newest FNAF games, even if I don't care for the direction they're going in. Because
better man than me.
Because I grew up with this. So it is my child. And you know, I don't agree with my child taking drugs. I'll still bail him out of jail. Like, okay, come on. Hey, Freddy. FNAF actually collabed with Fanta. I still have the Fanta orange can on my desk of Freddy on the cover. So that's cool. Actual marketing merchandise. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's like nothing else to really talk about. I hope I didn't miss anything. There's like,
well, people will let us know.
Yeah, I mean, there's like fucking like joke games Scott made, but that's not important really. But yeah, that's today's topic, today's podcast. Next podcast will be a Loud Ghost topic. Yeah, it's definitely not going to be an Easter topic because I think this is finally when you get to talk about one of the topics you wanted to talk about, right?
Yeah. So
finally,
yeah.
So like from last year, we finally get to talk about one of the topics you wrote down in your book.
Yeah. God damn it.
So look forward for April.
This
15th.
is your fault.
Hey. There's nothing interesting to talk about Easter, so let's be true on that one at least. Easter is like a 20-minute video. But yeah, if you guys enjoy this podcast, please like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys on April 15th on Loud Gus's topic. And we'll see you guys in the next one. See ya!
Bye, everyone.